Hey guys, what's going on? So I want to talk to you today about gun control and not Michael and his incessant whining about his video camera. I want to talk to you about what I think a good solution would be to this problem. Now, I had somebody comment on my last video saying that, guns are the biggest problem in this country, and no, guns are not the biggest problem in this country. There are a lot of problems much worse than guns: heart disease, mental illness, sexually transmitted diseases, bigotry. There's lots of problems bigger than guns, in my opinion. And no offense to those of you who don't live in this country, but your opinions about gun control and guns, when you don't live here, you don't understand the culture, you don't understand the emotional connection that, I mean, it's petty and it's kind of sad. I agree, but Americans kind of have an emotional connection or attachment with their guns and their right to own guns, and but you don't understand it. So please, I know your country is so much better and so much less violent, and that's great. But it's not going to change the fact that guns will never be outlawed in this country or in the foreseeable future. I don't see guns ever being outlawed here. And it's because I think we all have a little bit of common sense in regards to, if you outlaw the guns to law-abiding citizens, then the only people that are going to have them are going to be bad people, and that's, I mean, that doesn't really solve the problem, does it? I mean, that's the problem we're having, is bad people using guns for bad reasons. You know, I grew up, or I didn't grow up, but I worked at a gun range when I was a young teenager, and so I'm not afraid of guns. They don't make me nervous. I know how to operate them. I used to pull, trap, and skeet for the sheriff's department, for firemen, at this gun range, and I've shot guns, and I like guns. I'm not afraid of them, and I think that if operated safely and sanely, then they're not really a problem. I think the the way that we should tackle this, in my opinion, is we should make it harder to get guns. Make it like go into the DMV, or harder or worse. Basically, making it harder to get a gun than it is to get a driver's license in this country. Um, I think you should have to demonstrate that you understand gun safety and you can operate the firearm. I think you should have to uh, basically pass a test for each different type of firearm to make sure that you're familiar with this firearm and its safe handling and the details of each an individual firearm that you want to own. Alongside with, a psychological evaluation, a background check. Have you been convicted of a violent crime in the past? That should be a red flag. No gun for you. And a lot of people will complain, but hey, if you're going to be a douche, then, you shouldn't have a gun. I agree with that. Um, so yeah, I mean, that's basically, my 2 cents on this whole gun control thing. It's never going to be outlawed. It's a bad idea to, to go to that extreme and think that that's a viable solution, because it's not in this country. But we do need to make it harder. We need to make it a real pain in the ass. Because I think if we did that, there'd be a lot less, people out there that shouldn't have guns that have guns. Now, of course, it's not going to keep all the crazies from getting guns. And, you know, I mean, this isn't going to be a very popular opinion, but I mean, that's kind of the price we pay for living in a free society. We have, we have to live with certain things, and I'm not against doing all we can to try and minimize, the danger, but the reality of it is that this is the society that we live in, and if we don't accept reality, then we're just kind of pissing in the wind. And that's what I see a lot of. I see a lot of pissing in the wind about gun control. You know, with people, and it doesn't really translate into reality for me. It's like, you guys, these are great conversations, but where do they fit in reality? A lot of them don't. So let's address and start somewhere that actually makes sense. Let's make it hard to get a gun. What do you think? Give me a comment. Cheers.